Hi, I'm Suki.
And I'm Claire.
Welcome to Getting Psychic, where you can listen to us use ourselves to test the theory that anyone can get psychic. Hi, Claire.
Hey, Suki.
What's
happening?
up?
You know, just another day.
Just another day in paradise.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Did you have a exciting weekend? I was at Renegade all weekend in Chicago, which is one of our busiest. And it was bonkers.
Was your bit? It's the one of the busiest Renegades.
Yeah, it's the original one. And this weekend was their 20th anniversary. But it was cool because, Renegade Division 2020 was our first Renegade that we did. And I had zero idea of how many people would want to have their photo taken. Like, I was sitting there with Eric being like, this is so stupid. Nobody is going to want this. We're going to waste our entire weekend just sitting here and nobody cares.
Was that your first time?
That was the first time. And It was insane. And it was amazing. And all of a sudden I realized people did want it. But the same people, there's a group of people that come to it every single year to have their photos taken.
Oh my God.
Yeah, including this this couple. They bring their little girl. And so they brought her when she was a baby. And we stood her up on the hand plates and took her picture. And now she's, like 3.5. She's a big girl.
So cute.
I know. I loved it.
How has her aura photo changed?
I didn't actually get to see it this year. So
make something up.
Green and pink. Growth, love, and transformation, and happiness and harmony. I don't know. But it was great. It was really nice. They're always the best. I love talking to people at them. And, more and more, I am meeting more and more baby healers and baby witches. And
what do you mean when you say baby healers and baby witches? Like newbies?
They're in their 20s and they're figuring it out,
Yeah.
And it's cool to talk to them and to kind of see their insecurities about it, which, I have to say, I'm glad that they have insecurities about it. Because
that'd be scary if they didn't.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are some that don't. But, it's like there was one in particular where there's this thing with an aura where I've realized I'm like, oh, you hold your energy in. You're scared about like being as big as you are. And we were talking about that, and she was just like, yeah, that's true. I don't know how to step into that energy, which you and I talked about me doing, like that. And so it's one of those things I'm like, yeah, man, I'm, pretty close to 50 and I'm just figuring out how to step into my energy.
Can you describe what you see in the aura that makes that, that indicates that to you?
When the aura doesn't expand all the way to the top, when it's much closer to the body and then it's just like the black backdrop. It's a like sequestering of, and sometimes it's because people are really guarded, but more and more when I talk to people about it, there is an anxiety about allowing themselves to be as big as they want to be. Mostly, I think, because insecurity that it won't be accepted. Of course, duh.
Well, there's also the thing where I think we dull our shine sometimes for other people. Like, it's like not exactly that. It's fear of being accepted. It's more like fear of being overwhelming to other people.
Isn't that the same thing, kind of?
I don't know. It was more nuanced when I thought of it, but it's like
I know what you mean.
I've felt that before. Like I've definitely in a lot of situations I have this internal thing going where it's like keep yourself in check.
Yeah.
Don't be big.
I had a friend that used to, when I would get very animated and big, she would literally say, "Too much Claire, too much Claire."
No.
And yeah, I mean, like I understood what she was saying. I mean, I was in
she
my
was
20s.
being funny, but I never want you to. Okay, this is weird.
I was also in my 20s though, and it was a different version of me.
Yeah, right. You were probably crazy. But no, I've clocked you doing that in these recordings. Like I've heard you get like you've turned it up to like 5 and then you go, "Wow, I'm excited." And I'm like, I've been waiting for you cuz I'm like at 10. But you I think you still self-regulate.
It's
You're like, "Calm down."
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't think, but I mean, we've already talked about this. We don't have to bore our listeners with our analysis.
Yeah, we do.
However,
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's true. I did look at our synergy chart.
What's that?
It's our 2 charts together. And how, like what parts of us are talking to each other. It's really amazing.
Counting.
It's really cool. It's so funny to like, when you go and read like the shit that, the program or the book says, they're like, this is lots of fighting. And I'm like, okay, if you say so.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Maybe when we were in our 20s. But your sun is conjunct my moon, which is pretty dope. So your sun,
whatever does that mean?
I know. So your sun is 24 degrees Virgo, and my moon is 28 degrees Virgo, which means they're only 4 degrees apart from each other. So that means that your light and that which makes you shine the brightest nurtures me. Isn't that cute? And
that's so cute.
Yeah. And that my emotional being can make you feel safe.
That's so nice.
I know. It's really cool. And then our Mars are directly across from each other. Yours is Cancer at 25 degrees, and mine is Capricorn at 27 degrees, which means that the way that we drive our passions or animate anything, yours has a very nurturing component to it, creative and nurturing component to it, where mine is just get it the fuck done. Mine is more bossy. Which, yeah, duh. Yeah, there's a bunch of cute stuff. Wait, I want to read this. Wait, where is this one? Okay, so your North Node, there's North Node and South Node. South Node is like what we came in already knowing. like really, really well. I mean, some people say it's like past life shit. I just think of it as energies that we have locked down, and we need to move into that south node. We have to move into our north node. So your north node is actually in Virgo. So you being like uber Virgo is what you're supposed to be doing. But your
Jesus, I gotta get more No, I actually honestly do feel like I've clocked this.
Yeah.
I'm getting more Virgo-y as my life goes.
Totally.
Like,
that plays.
But
yeah, I mean, like you're doing it. I mean, you're doing it like super correctly in the sense of Virgo is actually it's a real healing sign. Like everyone's like, oh, so persnickety and post-it notes everywhere and whatever. But it's like, yeah, but it's in order for everyone's life to feel better. It's like, that's the whole point of it, is so everyone else's lives are easier. So your north node is opposite of my sun. What's happening is my sun helps light up your goals and your destiny. That's the way I look at it.
If you would like to have a psychic conversation with Claire, you can find her at clairemooneyhealth.com.
I won't read to you from the computer's jargon bullshit analysis, I promise. I should just do that more and just be like, hold on, let me read this part to you. No, I just actually had opened it right before I was listening to a podcast about Jungian psychology and astrology, which, one of my most annoying traits is that I hate school and I constantly want to learn more. It's really annoying because I'm like, ooh, should I go learn how to do this? Ooh, should I go learn how to do this? I just like constantly want more tools. Yeah. But I also, the more tools that I have, the less time I have to use them all. I just feel
that makes total sense.
So busy. But I decided that I need to actually do a fucking newsletter thing. Yeah. It's important, I'm told. And it makes sense. And so I started designing one yesterday and I was writing in it. And I was just writing like, lots of things have changed. And I'm like, I started a second business, this Aura camera, and I finished a 4-year astrology program, and I'm doing a podcast with my friend Suki. And I'm like, oh my God, I am so insanely busy. I've done a fucking lot lately.
Yeah. It's cool. I hope all of it is like very fun for you.
It is. And I think that's one of the things why I get like, oh my God, I'm also getting old. And so I need more sleep and I get tired. But that's okay. It made me think of the baby healers and witches that I've been meeting or that I meet at events. And just thinking like, they get worried about, are they doing it right? Is it enough? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, man, I am still learning and growing and adding more things and changing what I'm doing. And I imagine that's just going to keep going. So I don't think it's supposed to stop. I don't think you're all of a sudden like, this is it. It's done. It's like, how boring would that be? You're like, oh no, I'm just gonna do the same thing over and over and over again.
I've actually been thinking about that a lot lately. I was like in my ceramics class and I spent all weekend learning how to friggin' use GarageBand. But it's super fun, like learning new skills. I can only imagine how, like, what am I going to be like when my children don't need to be taken care of? Like, I'm going to be an architect.
Right. Totally.
Psychotic. But
I know,
it's so
it's amazing.
fun. And I think, like, okay, we're never complete.
No.
So aspiring to that is pointless.
Totally.
Just freaking be nice to people. And
yeah, right. That's it. I mean, that's the biggest thing is like do a bunch of shit that makes you happy and be nice to people.
There you go. But in the meantime, we do need to get psychic. I do want to be like, I do want to open that up and learn how to, like, I really think it would be cool to not have to go into like deep meditation to access my guides. So maybe someday I can be like have a more open channel.
You will. I mean, the more you connect into them. I mean, I can now just drop in.
But do you think that like do you think you're getting more psychic in the past 7 months?
Yes.
What's like the biggest thing that has opened up for you, do you think? I remember like 7 months ago, or 8 months ago when we started this conversation, you were kind of like, I'm stagnating. So like, what's different?
Right. Well, I mean, awareness, like conversation, the whole idea of like, we'll try this. And then being like, oh, okay. I mean, having a teacher is really helpful because they teach you things, and like, then you have a new, it's like, oh, cool. I have a new block to step on. And and from here, that opened. And I feel like every new thing that we learn, it cracks everything open a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, this is crazy. Like last week, while we were recording the podcast, I discovered that I probably just learned how to ground for the first time, even though I've been doing it for like ever.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool. But it's like, I gotta freaking thank Eckhart. Damn it.
Word.
I don't want to talk about this guy every episode, but reading that passage where he said, go in your body, I was like, oh, it did that for me.
Yeah.
But it was so weird too, because like I have been told when I was getting coaching, I was told ground from your third eye. And that is exactly the energetic movement that occurred. Like I took my energy basically from like my, pineal gland or my brain, and I just put it inside like my core. And it was like whoosh. And now I can just like, I can be walking. I do still weirdly hold my breath a little bit, but I can just be like walking and be like grounded. It's real cool.
It is. That's awesome.
I'm sure like the stuff we accumulate will continue to build on itself. I sent you the other day like that DM of that like talk to your ancestors like Instagram class thing.
Oh yeah.
I might do it out of
curiosity.
Well, it's like $19. I might do it out of.
Oh yeah, then why not?
Weird curiosity. Oh, I was talking to my friend yesterday about in terms of like this and seeking and like trying to grow our skills without having like, a consistent mentor. And the subject of just like really having to trust your instinct on these people, like whoever you choose to be, a teacher or someone that even like does a sound bath or teaches a class, like you can just go away. You can sign up for something and be like, this person is self-aggrandizing and it's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
But like, do you physically feel it like I do when
I ground?
Someone's not for you?
Oh yeah. It's like this feeling of, it's like my energy backs up. Like I don't move, but everything inside me goes, nope.
Yeah, it like slams to the back of your
right. It's like,
body.
No. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what happens if I meet somebody that I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and it happened a little bit with that post. I was like, oh. But then when I sat with it, I was like, it's just more of like, it's just so mass market. Like this thing is to make money. Maybe it'll help some people.
It's a class. Right. Yeah, I had that same vibe too. It's just like a post about a class, and I think it's like pre-recorded, and you can just like pay, $19 to $30 and like take it. But I think there was a level of like, this isn't a teacher-student situation. This is just like instructive.
It's a YouTube video that you're paying for.
Right. It's like how to connect with guides and ancestors. But
well, it was weird though because it was, what weirded me out about it is that it was connect to spirits, talk to spirits.
Yeah.
And that was very vague to me. I'm like, which ones? All of them?
Right. Could get dangerous.
Or creepy.
Yeah, but I kind of do want to find a group class where I can do that. And it's weird because we are people just cagey about this information? Because it's like I've talked to many people and no one's like, here's a specific class. Here's a specific group class that you can take to grow your psychic abilities.
Well, I mean, like, opening up the Akashic records in a way is learning how to communicate with spirit guides and ancestors and dead people. But it's like with a very specific intention, as opposed to just all spirits. It's like spirits that are coming to you from a place of absolute
aid,
love and aid. Yeah. So I mean, like, I can hand out my teacher's information for that. She does classes.
Let's go.
All right.
The psychics need to know.
Yeah, I would be happy to share her information. Her name is, let me get her last name correct. Her name is Nia Tracey Ostrand, Ostrand, and her website is turnyourshineon.com. And she has tons of services and does classes and trainings.
Heck yeah. Are they in person?
No.
Okay, but I can take an Akashic record reading class.
Yeah, and it's live with her. It's just over
radical.
Zoom. Yeah.
How have we gone 14 episodes before you giving me this helpful hint, Clarence?
Because I guess you didn't ask for it.
Oh, that's what it takes?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I will pursue that.
Mm-hmm.
Better do it quick before all the psychics line up. Fill up all the classes.
Fill them all up. Yeah, there's a new one starting actually like next week.
Oh, geez. I got to wait till my ceramics class ends.
When's that?
I'm overbooked.
Oh, actually, it's starting this week.
Okay. I'll do the next round.
So, yeah.
Today, I was determined to meditate before this recording.
Mm-hmm.
But then I spontaneously had to give myself bangs, so that derailed that.
They're real cute.
Thank you. I'm French now.
Yeah, well, kind of. Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah, that's sometimes how it goes.
What kind of shampoo and conditioner do you use? Because I've been thinking about the whole not wanting to use plastic kind of bullshit and wanting to use clean products.
Oh, great. Yeah, I love that. The psychics got off the hook because we didn't publish the second half of last week's episode where I basically just like plastic shamed everyone. Maybe it's for the best.
Well,
I really went wild about detergent, y'all.
It's
anyway,
okay. We all know it's garbage.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's just slip it in here. Just use the sheets in paper packages. There's no reason to use giant tubs. And did you know that not only chakras are real, synthetic fragrance is poison?
It's disgusting.
Did you know
we
that?
all know it. We all know it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I feel like my super smelling is just getting out of control. I can smell. Oh my God. I need to just make a whole diary about my experience with the smells at the gym. There's this lady that in my head I call Perfume Lady. And if she enters the small, like at the Y, there's like these, weight rooms or whatever. They're like smaller rooms where you can do what you want, stretches and weightlifting and stuff. And if she's in there, I can't go in there the whole time, even if she leaves.
Oh God, that's so upsetting.
And also, like, how does she function? Like, like the neurotoxins and the disruptors in that, it's like so strong. It's insane.
That sucks.
Anyway, so the perfume lady.
That happens in my elevator. There are a couple people that put on far too much like Axe body spray or some type of fucking gnarly ass cologne. Totally. And you get in the elevator and you're like, well, this is disgusting and I'm trapped.
Yeah. It's horrible. My worst fear is this has happened, but like I'm going to go visit my sister in Italy soon, and an international flight next to a perfume person.
Yowza.
Like I would fully have to beg to be relocated.
I mean, you're going to wear like, do the masks help you at all?
Yeah, to a degree. I've had like a short flight where I had to wear a mask. I was the only one on the plane wearing a mask, and it was because of perfume, not COVID. Okay, I digress. What was I going to talk about before I went on this?
I was asking you.
Shampoo.
And conditioner.
Shampoo and conditioner. Okay, I do feel like, so there is another independent woman-owned hair care brand, and she's awesome. Deidre. Her company is called Afterworld Organics. And she has a shampoo that's a cream cleanser that I feel like you would dig. You've probably used it at Sparrow, but it's not a separate shampoo and conditioner. It's people call them like co-washes, where they remove dirt and excess oil, but it's basically the texture of a conditioner. So it's one step and you don't get overly clean hair and dry scalp. So the name of the shampoo that she sells is called Hair Glow, and that comes in a glass jar. There is a plastic pump, but it's not an entirely plastic unit, and she does have refills, and I definitely have been wanting to support her brand. Also, we use another we have another line at Sparrow called Away, and they have shampoo in glass bottles. I mean, this isn't like the best thing for if you have little kids, if you can't keep them on a high shelf, because like breaking glass in a shower is scary, but it's never happened to me. But and then there's another company called Fat in the Moon that has shampoo and conditioner in all aluminum.
Oh.
So those are all great brands.
That's awesome. And we will link all of them in our liner notes.
Send us stuff, guys. And like when I was doing my plastic shaming last week, I talked about this face wash in a paper package. And then I was like walking down the street the other day and I started to kind of laugh because like bars of soap are plastic free.
Yeah.
But it was like, it's a more luxurious formula, and actually having the vessel and you don't get it wet. You just put it on your hands and then put water in your hands.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of cool. But I'll put that in the notes keys too.
Man, cool. Thank you. Because
pleasure.
It's one of those things where, I think about all the shit that you tell me, and then I'm like, but what do I do? What does she do? And I was like,
oh do God, those things.
Is she doing the fucking like bar of shampoo, the shampoo hair bar? And I'm like,
no,
but what about the conditioner? Because I need the conditioner.
Do you go to Sparrow to get your hair cut still?
Yeah. I'm going in October.
Okay, great. Well, next time you go see Sheba, you
buy all the shit.
Should buy all of that stuff. Or I could bring you some.
Word.
Because you know a guy.
I happen to know a guy. It's true. How's work going for you? How is the product?
Hair cream's great. Plugging away. Sending it to micro influencers. The new product in development is, I don't know. I'm in this weird place where I'm like overthinking sending an email, which is a place that I don't like to be in.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes.
I'm like, just friggin' send it. It's like I send feedback to the chemist and then they don't respond. And the last time what happened was they spontaneously sent a next rendition. But I was kind of thinking, well, this is my livelihood. I need a little bit more communication. Because like if I send you feedback and then you don't say, okay, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me.
No, that sucks. I mean, it is similar but quite different thing is I'm loathing trying to plan a wedding, and I was communicating with somebody about a house to rent to hold the party at.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And as soon as, and they just kept talking about like all these details of things that could be done or these kinds of events that we can have. And they're like, well, how many cars are you going to get valet? And I'm like, I don't even know how much this costs, and so I wrote back saying, I actually just right now need to know how much this costs. And I have not heard back from them since. And I'm like, well, that seems like a weird business model to just not want to tell you the price of something so that you can book it. But maybe they assumed that we were just completely loaded. I don't know why anybody.
So wait, are you trying to? Is it a house in the sense that it's like an Airbnb that you're just trying to book that you can host a party at?
It's not an Airbnb, but it is a very large house that allows events. And
would you stay there, or would you just rent it for like? Okay, cool.
Well, that was one of those things. I'm like the first email was like 3 nights of staying there is included in the pricing, which I'm like, it's $30,000. But it's just crazy. I mean, like everyone who's ever gotten married knows this. It's so expensive. It's so expensive. And it just feels so garbagey. Not to like spend money on a party, but it's like we have such big dreams of shit we want to do. And I'm like, man, that $20,000 that this, restaurant or whatever is asking for sure would be a dope down payment for a Michigan house, or whatever. I mean, and like, I know how much weddings can cost probably because I'm a woman and I have friends that get married. But like Eric has zero idea.
Mm-hmm.
And because why would he? But so when I say, they quoted us, $20,000, he's like, that's insane. Fuck that. No way. And I'm like, oh God, yeah. Sadly, that's how it's going to be. And then it just becomes depressing. Not because he's like, I'm not paying it, but because it's like, and then it all just feels stressful, and all we wanted to do is be fun.
Yeah. Well, have you considered pivoting to a small house with a big living room and yard?
You have to have permission.
Right, with permission.
And that is really hard to find.
Yeah. I think most Airbnbs are like no parties.
That is what we're trying to do now.
You could lie and pretend that your friends are low key.
I know. That's what Eric said. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, this is not a thing that I'm down with. I'm not usually down with lying. Every once in a while, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But this isn't one of those things. I'm like, the liability part of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So,
also, you need to add accessibility to the mix.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is cuckoo. So.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But, whatever.
It's going to be super fun.
But if anyone has suggestions, I would love to hear it. Like, how did you do your wedding for, a bunch of people, but on the more cheapo side? Let us know. Info at weddingpsychic.com.
We're taking questions and wedding advice. Incoming.
Did everybody see that I took the mayor's aura photo? Tell me.
No, we didn't, but we will post that. Maybe we could post his aura photo, or should we just post the meme that you made about getting psychic?
Well, you could do both. I posted it on Aura Iris.
Okay, well, we can put it on Getting Psychic's Instagram, which will launch soon.
Will it?
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
Got a lot going on.
It will. Apparently, we have a TikTok I didn't even know about because I don't have TikTok. TikTok, okay. You don't stop.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's happening. I feel like we need to leave the psychics with like some nugget of
information, of psychic information.
Well, we gave some tips, but I think we need some affirmations.
Okay.
Yeah, what kind of affirmations do you have? Put on your work hat. I'm letting you take the steering wheel today.
I know. I feel like that was probably a real bad call.
Oh my God, you need to stop with that nonsense.
What are my affirmations? Okay, my affirmations is, you know, for so much of our life, we want to get to the thing it's like, finally I've arrived. But it doesn't exist. Because as soon as you get there, you want something else. And that's good. The people who don't change anything, they end up being kind of unhappy and feeling stuck. And I just want everyone, particularly those that are like working on their own healing or their own opening, trying to get psychic, to allow it to open and transform. Don't be in a rush. You're not in a rush. Like, you're here, you're alive. You're doing the best you can. I'm going to assume and hope. Be nice to people. Right. And this. I was thinking about this earlier when I was preparing. When for the baby witches and psychics, and really fucking for anyone, when you have an awesome experience or something rad happens, write it down. Write down the date. Write down what it was. Write down how sparkly it made you feel. And just put it in a box. It doesn't matter. Just have a jar of rando notes, whatever. It's so important because later, when you go through it, like when you're having a hard time or you're feeling stuck, you feel like you haven't transformed or, advanced or moved at all. You open that shit up and you read it and you realize how much you've grown, which allows you to comprehend how much more there is and that it's happening and you're doing it and it's beautiful. And so just you can be anxious about it, momentarily, but then get yourself out of it because it's bullshit. You're doing such a good job and you're working really hard. And even in the moments where you're like, I'm feeling like nothing's happening and I'm being really lazy or I'm not that interested, it's like, just give it a minute, but really write things down because
or like when you like cut your bangs instead of meditating.
I mean, but now look at how beauteous. I mean, you're always beautiful, but now you have a certain beauty that was different. Now, as you said, it's more of a French beauty. That's exactly what I was saying to the psychics.
Sorry.
Write it down.
Yeah, that's good advice. Or another tip would be that you could just like start a podcast and record your entire journey.
Yeah, there's also that.
It is really funny, like the lack of need for a diary, because I can just go back to episode 1 and be like, what the fuck? What an idiot.
What were you doing? No way.
Come so far.
In such a short period of time, which is cuckoo pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you guys, if you have had amazing, beautiful experiences or terrible ones with anything that we've told you, we really want to know about it. Like, it is so cool having people tell us about like their meditations and the growth that they're having, or even that they, love our voices, which is so weird to both of us. But
yeah, that is really interesting.
Anyway, that's what I got for you today. So
yeah, I love that. Thank you for opening up and sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool. I know it is kind of weird because like we are just yelling into the void unless we get comments.
Feedback. Yeah.
Right. But I guess I don't really need feedback, but it is fun to get questions.
Totally. Yeah. I think
if we got 0, we would still be doing this because
it feels good for us.
Like super healing for us to connect about this stuff. Like we clearly both needed this.
That's our moon and sun conjunct, baby.
That's that's just what I was thinking. No, but we did get another question.
What?
Recently, just about general kind of like advice for manifestation in case we haven't covered that enough.
Oh, okay.
For me, I feel like that it's like a combination of getting out of the way and making space. That's like a new addition for me. And feeling how you will feel when you want the thing you want to happen. It's that simple.
So you mean you imagine its reality and what that'll feel like?
I feel its reality. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you're creating an energetic pathway.
I love it.
Just by like, say I want a ranch house on a mountain, whatever. Say I want when I retire, I want to have an apartment in New York City.
Gross.
Like, what? Editing that out. I mean, I do. I think that would be rad. Yeah, I think it would be rad.
Okay.
Among other structures across the world.
Oh, okay.
But say I want that. I go into meditation and feel with every sense how that will feel.
You are excellent at manifesting.
How do you know?
Because you have told me things that you have manifested. I didn't write them down, though, but I bet they're in the podcast recordings.
We'll look back through our diary. Our audible diary. Yeah, I kind of like went into like that's all I used to do is just manifest stuff because it came easily. But then I kind of went in a different direction when I started learning that I could access my own guides and do all of that crazy stuff. So manifesting hasn't been like the easiest for me. So lately it's just about me being like getting out of the way so cool stuff can happen.
We did talk about this before, and you brought up a book called E equals.
Oh, like eSquared and E cubed.
Yeah, right.
As helpful. Those are fun.
Yeah. Cool.
Pam Grout. Yeah, those are really fun, and they treat it like a little science experiments. And yeah, if you have like 2 minutes today, close your eyes and ask your guides for a gift within 24 hours. It's really fun. You'll know when you get it.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
But can we touch really quick before we say bye-bye? Can we touch on what's going on with you're reading a Joe Dispenza book about self-healing?
Oh no, let's not do that yet because I haven't gotten very far because I've been so busy.
Wait, do you think that like I read far into the books that I talk about?
No, I mean like I've gotten like through the introduction, which is basically the story of But no, I really like, I'm planning on digging in because I'm really wanting to understand that whole
self-healing thing.
Yeah, I mean, his story is totally wild.
Yeah, but I feel like he's a really good source for manifestation.
1,000,000%.
He's the fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like he's a good choice. He's clearly made stuff happen. And
yeah, I mean,
I was thinking the other day when you were talking about self-healing, sorry for interrupting you. I wonder if you can like infuse like collagen into your face and like with meditation, like if you can fucking heal your spine, you can definitely give yourself Botox.
Oh, word. But it wouldn't be Botox because you're not putting like a nerve killer in it, a nerve toxin.
But you catch my drift. There have got to be people that have meditated themselves into younger.
Yes. 1,000,000%.
Should we start like a thing like anti-aging meditation?
I got other shit to do. But you should.
But it has been I've got like way too much shit to meditate about, but it has been in the back of my head like, oh, what if I like committed a week to like.
That's actually an amazing, like, if you committed 20 minutes a day, how long would it take for you to
become 20 again?
Well, or I mean, to just like visibly see, like, if I did 20 minutes a day, I mean, that's insane. But if I'm going to do 20 minutes a day, it's going to go towards some other things. But maybe I'll just slide this in also. But I'd be like, oh, can I fill those 11s? Which I just learned that they were called, that your scowl lines, where your third eye is.
We all know.
Oh, does everyone else except for me
literally know that those are everyone called 11s? Listening knows that's.
Yeah. All right. Well, for those of you that want to hear me be dumb, the 11s are those lines where your third eye is, your frown lines, your grumpy pants lines.
I would like you. One of us is going to do this experiment. I'll report back, psychics.
Well, this has been lovely, Sookie.
Yeah, I think we have to say goodbye.
I'll see you soon.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Done.
Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation as much as we did. Be sure to subscribe and follow us wherever you get your podcasts so that you never miss a new episode. If you liked today's episode, please consider leaving a review to help the other psychics find their way here.